We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
But you were about to pass me. I didn't see you because the motorcycle crashed.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our post-race press conference for the VinFast Ironman World Championships 2023. And what an incredible day of racing our female professional athletes and indeed our age group athletes have given us on this historic day. It's been historic for quite a number of reasons. It's the first ever women's only Ironman World Championship. Since the second edition of this race in 1979, Lucy Charles is only the second person after Lynn Lemaire to go from cannon to tape, which is a huge achievement. We've also had a women's Ironman World Championship course best. We saw the most number of women ever go sub 9 hours at the Ironman World Championship. 16 women went sub 9 on that course today. We've also had a run course best. And interestingly, and away from the success and the fantastic performances of our professional athletes, every single age group athlete who entered the water today completed the swim. What an incredible day. I just think that deserves a huge round of applause. And so let's now welcome your professional women who finish in the top 5 of our VinFast Ironman World Championship. Representing Switzerland, she swam 54.11, biked a 4:38.34 and ran a 3:02.11 to give a total time of 8 hours, 40 minutes and 34 seconds. Please give it up for Daniela Ryf. Your Ironman rookie is now an Ironman finisher. She swam a 51.16, she biked a 4:34, she ran a 3:05.13 for a total time of 8 hours, 35.56, representing the USA in 4th position, Taylor Knibb. Representing Germany, she's unfortunately not able to be with us for the press conference this afternoon. She's recovering after an intense battle. However, we do recognise her superb performance today. Her swim was 56.49, her bike a 4:35.52, her run a 2:55.24 for a total time of 8:32.55. Representing Germany, she takes the third step on the podium, Laura Philipp. Moving now into second place, a swim of 54.10, a bike of 4:40.23, a new world's best run course at the Ironman World Championship for Anna Haug, a 2:48.23, taking over 2 minutes off the run course record set in 2018. Sorry, it was set earlier than that, excuse me. Her total time was 8 hours, 27 and 33. Congratulations to your second place finisher, Anne Haug. And your VinFast Ironman World Champion. She said earlier on the finish line it was the 5th time lucky. With a swim time of 49.36, a bike time of 4:32.29, and a run time of 2:57.37, with a world's best time on the finish line here in Kailua, Kona. Total time 8 hours 24:31. Please give it up for the United Kingdom's Lucy Charles-Barkley. Congratulations to you all. How are you feeling now? Happy that it's all done? Okay. I hope they're going to be more talkative than that now. So now that we've introduced our professional athletes, I'll ask them a couple of questions. We'll then open the floor to our gathered media here this afternoon. If you are asking a question from our media, please ensure that you state your name and your outlet before you ask the question. So we're going to start with your 5-time Ironman world champion, Daniela Ryf. Talk us through your day out there battling to get to the top 5 finish, Daniela.
It was maybe not my perfect day, but actually it was quite a solid day. And I had a good swim. The bike was good. I tried to catch Lucy, but there was no way today. She was super strong out there, so well done. And after 100K, I realized that pace is not going to do it for me today. I really kind of had to step back a bit, and it was mentally challenging because normally I'm kind of starting to put the hammer down after 100K, which today was not possible. And I kind of fought myself back. Last 40K were a bit better again on the bike, but I was quite tired of the bike and finished with a solid run. So I have to be happy actually with my performance. It's what I could do at the moment with my fitness, and I think it just shows how amazing the ladies are at the moment. I remember in 2014 I got second with a 9:02, I think, and today we had 16 ladies breaking 9 hours. So I think that just speaks for itself how strong the level is.
It absolutely does. And Daniela, you mentioned how at 100K you just weren't feeling it. So how do you bring yourself back up? Because you came into T2 in 6th position, but you managed to run yourself into 5th.
Yeah, that's actually a good positive. I don't think that ever happened here, that I ran myself up. So thanks for that. I definitely take that as a very good positive today. I did feel good on the run, so I had a lot of positive energy out there as well. My friends I saw them at every corner, and it just brought me quite a few smiles, which is not that often when I race. And I tried to enjoy it, and definitely just gave all I had. And the only thing which I'm really sad is that I still didn't get a picture with Taylor. So
I'm sure that can be arranged.
We got one post-race.
Yeah, that's true. But in the race.
But was it a selfie?
No, we have who took it?
My strength coach took it, so I can
great.
Send it to you if you want.
No, I think she already did. Yeah, I need to check. I haven't even checked my phone yet.
Yes, so at the pre-race conference on Thursday, Daniela mentioned she wanted a selfie with Taylor Knibb. Now, Daniela, without speaking out of turn, there are rumours that this will be your last World Championship in Kona. What does this place mean to you?
This island means so much to me. I mean, it made it it made my career, and I will always love this island, and I'm 100% sure I will come back to the island, even to cheer. But yeah, I do feel it was my last race in Kona today. I'm keen to do another race, another year next year. But yeah, I came in this, knowing I want to enjoy it and give my best, and I actually reached that. So I'm super happy, and I think I will always love to come back here. And when you race as well, it's hard to give back, and I feel like I'm actually looking forward to do that more often when I'm, do more with my fans. When I'm racing, I always feel like I have to put so much focus, and I just try to hide before the race. And yeah, I'd love to come back to the island and have some more activities, social activities, and enjoy the vibes, because I heard the ceremony, like how do you call it, the parade?
The Parade of Nations?
The Parade of Nations was the most energetic ever. Everyone was dancing, so I'd like to see that once. I never got the chance to be there, because I always have to just lie in my bed and wait.
Well, hopefully you won't have to spend too much time on your bed when you do come back to us at the Big Island. Daniela, you've been such a huge inspiration to athletes from all over the world. Congratulations on everything you have achieved to date in your career, and for everything you've given us, all those special moments on the Big Island of Hawaii. Daniela Ryf, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Taylor Knibb, the enigma that is Taylor Knibb. Congratulations on a phenomenal performance today. First marathon, first Ironman ever, and against a super stacked field, some of the best athletes in the world, you finished in 4th position.
Yes, thank you.
I knew I was going to get that answer from Taylor Knibb. So the next part of my question is, Taylor, I asked you on Thursday how you would define a successful performance for you post-race. So is today a success for you?
Well, yes, I think everyone had challenges out there, and I was fed a few, and so I was grateful, like, in terms of that. It was almost like, okay, well, now how do you deal with that? I mean, it was like riding on, when I got onto the Queen K, I looked in the shadow and I'm like, I do not have either of my rear bottles. I talked to Ron after the race, because I got it when I lost my 3rd bottle. I got the penalty, and they were supposed to have the tent in Modolani, which I was excited about to make a bottle, but they didn't. So it was just like, I was nervous. I'm like, did I miss the tent? Am I DQ'd? So it was there were a lot of moving pieces, and it was just a great day to be out here. I mean, this is a very special race, and I think I didn't fully understand it probably before coming here, and I was doing some training, and I'm like, oh, now I get it. But being out there on course, it's a very special race, and I understand why it's so important to the triathlon community.
Did it live up to your expectations?
Well, I think, to be honest, like, I couldn't have any expectations, because it was so much unknown, and that's different, because I think, like, a lot of times you have expectations for races, but when you're racing phenomenal athletes and you have a place with unpredictable conditions, and I did not know kind of, okay, am I even ready for this? So I think you saw the last 4K of the run, how my preparation was.
Well, I think considering you had never completed a marathon, I think you did pretty well to finish 4th in the world. Tell me, what was it like coming down the finish line on Elite E-Drive?
Oh, I was just so grateful to be there. But my Garmin had 42.4K, so I had already hit the 42.2K, and I'm like, when is this coming? And I know the marathon course is accurate, but I'm like, this seems long. So, so that's what I was thinking, if you want my full, transparent honesty. I was like, this is long.
And then I need to ask you, did you enjoy it, Taylor? Come on. You definitely did. You're still smiling.
Well, I was just so grateful to just, like, lie down. And I actually, some of my former teammates in college make fun of me, because during some races in college, I'd be like, oh, like, I just wanted to lay down in the middle of the race. And they're like, that's very specific. But I don't know why it's so like, that feeling is just like, oh, just like get you off your feet. So that's what I was thinking about So I'm not sure if I enjoyed it. I was just ready to get there.
You were ready to get to the finish line. And speaking of the finish line, your mum is also racing today. Do we have an update on how she is doing?
Unfortunately, she was in medical, so she didn't finish.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but congratulations to you, Taylor Knibb, finishing in 4th position on debut at the Ironman World Championship and also on debut at an Ironman. As mentioned previously, unfortunately, Laura Philipp from Germany can't be with us. She's still recovering after that epic battle, but we move to 2nd place to Anne Haug. And that run today, to quote Mark Allen, he said you looked like you were floating, never mind flying, on that run course. How does it feel to now be here, having broken that run course by so much?
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, run always means a lot to me, and I always aim for the fastest run. And in 2019, I hardly missed it. Maybe I celebrated a bit too much on early drive. But this time, yeah, I think I did a good job on the bike. I fueled well enough. So because the last few years I had a bit struggle with my corona diabetes, and now I finally find a solution for that. And the only thing my coach told me for the race is make sure you fuel enough. You eat all what you have on the bike, and then you hopefully prepared for a marathon. And that was exactly what I did. And to finally execute a good run was very important for my head as well.
I asked you at the pre-race press conference what would be the ideal position coming into T2 today. Were you in the ideal position?
I was in the ideal position after the swim, actually. So after the Hoala swim, where Lucy put 9 minutes into me, I had a bit of a big breakdown last week. So I had to really put myself together. And today I executed so much better. So I was on Lisa Norden's feet, and I said, it's the perfect position. I mean, if I could have dreamed of a position, it would exactly be that. And yeah, and on the bike, I mean, like Daniela said, it was maybe the most stacked field ever. So we were such a big group, and in the beginning it was like so hard not to get a penalty, because then we were just one big pack. And then after Harvey, I was completely on my own, because I was a bit lost in between the first and the second pack. And I don't think it was a good thing as well, because then I could pace myself and did my nutrition right and everything, and don't have to like get my head around with all this penalty stuff. So I could just go, and and then I had a really good run. That was really important for my head.
It was just a really good run. It was a new world's best record run course. Talk us through some of your fueling. You've mentioned it twice there in the last piece of information that you gave us, how important it was to get that nutrition just absolutely perfect so that you could run yourself into the second step on that podium today.
Yeah, I mean, I really had to, I did a lot of tests and labs in the university, because my body is just not capable of carbs anymore so much. So I have to try a bit with proteins now and amino acids, and I think I find a good solution now. So with my nutritionist, we changed all my products, and I need to fuel myself a bit more protein based. That may sound a bit weird, but it worked quite well for me, because carbs just don't get in my system so easily anymore. And so I'm really happy to find a solution for that problem and still able to deliver on high stage. So I'm really thankful for that.
And are you happy with your performance today?
Absolutely. I couldn't have done anything better. And Lucy was just unbeatable today, and absolute well-deserved winner. So and now my medal set is complete, so I'm really happy.
Yes, of course, 2019 Ironman World Champion Anna Haug, thank you so much, finishing in second place here this afternoon at the VinFast Ironman World Championship. Lucy Charles-Barkley, what a race you gave us all today. From cannon to tape, you were unstoppable.
Yeah, I think if there was any way that I wanted to win this race, it would have been like that. And there were times today where I thought I had it in the bag, and then there were definitely times where I thought it was all going to unravel and I wouldn't get the win. So yeah, I'm sat here and I can't really believe that I've finally done it. It took me 5 tries and I just kept coming back. But there were many times over the years where I just thought, maybe I'm always going to be the bridesmaid in Kona, and yeah, it's nice to finally be the bride.
Well, your perseverance, your grit and your commitment to your craft have certainly paid off today. At what point did you actually let yourself believe that you were going to become the VinFast Ironman World Champion?
It really wasn't until I was back on a Leahy Drive and I was still looking over my shoulder thinking that Annie was going to be right there, and yeah, really until I took that tape, I just didn't believe I was going to get the win.
What do you think helped you get to that finish line today? Was it the thought that you didn't want to be 5th time in 2nd place, that you really, really wanted to be on the top step of the podium and be the world champion?
I really tried to not think too much about the position, and obviously I didn't want to be 2nd again, but I really just tried to put that in the back of my mind, and everyone out there was supporting me. Even all the other pro women were cheering me on. I think they know what a journey it's been and how much I've wanted to win this race. So for them to be cheering me meant so much. And obviously all the other women out there yelling at me all day, and having my team out there giving me splits and just cheering me on. And I don't know how my husband did it. He seemed to be everywhere on that course, keeping me going. And yeah, without him, I wouldn't be here today if he didn't get me through this training block and over the years. So yeah, it really is for the whole team, this win.
And of course you did have a rocky start to the year as well with your metatarsal fracture. Could you have envisaged back then that you would be sitting top of the podium against some of the best women in the world as the world champion, the Ironman world champion?
No, it's been a really tough couple of years. I think since winning the 70.3 World Championship in St. George in 21, it's just been really tough. Like, it felt like I turned 28 and my body just didn't want to do this anymore. It just kept breaking on me. So having the confidence to get back into training, trust that my body was going to stay healthy and be able to put down a really solid block for this race, it did give me confidence. And there were still some struggles in the race today. That run, like I said, was probably the toughest run of my entire existence. It was just brutal, and I had to dig deep into my mind to keep pushing and hold the pace, knowing that the girls behind me were never going to give up either.
Absolutely. And Lucy, one of the most important questions I have to ask you. You have 2 dogs. You've now become an Ironman world champion. It'll be very hard for your family to say no to a 3rd.
Yeah, I said this to Reese. I was like, yeah, of course I would love another dog, but all I've ever wanted is to win this race. So I really don't feel like I need anything right now. It's just, that is the biggest prize, and a credit to the work that we've all put in as a team, and they've put up with me for the last few months being very tired, very grumpy, all my family and friends putting up with that. And yeah, it means so much to just have an incredible team of people supporting me on this crazy endeavor to try and win this race.
Well, dreams do come true and anything is possible. Ladies and gentlemen, she is your VinFast Ironman World Champion for 2023, representing the United Kingdom, Lucy Charles-Barkley. I am now going to open up the floor to our gathered media here in the media centre. Please, if you do wish to ask a question, we will have a microphone for you. Please state your name and the outlet you are representing before you ask your question. The floor is now open. Right down at the back, please.
Hi, I'm Bob Babbitt, Breakfast with Bob. So Annie and Lucy, both of you guys are coached by Dan Lorang. He had a pretty darn good day. What makes him such a great coach?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coached my whole life with Dan, so I mean, I met him in university, and yeah, we had like a parallel career. He turned into a coach, I'm into an athlete, and yeah, he's not just the best coach for myself, he's the best person, I think. And that's something really special, to find someone and who sticks with you through, not just through the good times, but through the bad times as well. And we had a lot of bad times during my short course career. And yeah, he always finds way to give me new training stimuli, you know. And I never feel that I need a new coach or a new system or whatever. Every year is new, and I think that makes him quite special. And the fact that he's coaching so many high-class athletes even makes his superpowers more powerful, I think. So, yeah, it's just amazing, and I'm very happy to have him on my side.
Yeah, I guess just to echo what Annie said there, he's a great coach, but he's an even better person, and he fits perfectly into our team. Obviously, my husband plays a massive part. He's there every single day. He's like the coach on the ground. Then Dan oversees the whole plan, and yeah, it can be tough at times having two people, but I think we all work together so well, and this has obviously been a big goal of mine. And even the fact that he obviously coaches Annie as well. He probably had a bit of a heart attack today. I think he did last year as well when we were battling out there. So yeah, he's obviously been invaluable to get into this finish line first.
Thanks, Bob. Anybody else in the room? Again, just state your outlet and your name, please.
Brian Metzler with both Ironman and Triathlete. I guess for Anna and for Lucy, how has running shoe technology changed triathlon? It used to be all about the bike, but now it seems like it's about the run. I guess talk about that, and if 248 is possible, what else is possible?
Yeah, I guess obviously when I first started racing in Kona, we wasn't in carbon shoes, and over the years that technology has developed, and I'm super happy in the shoe that I run in, which is the ASICS Metaspeed Sky Plus. I've done a lot of training in those. I've worked alongside ASICS developing new shoes, and not only that, they obviously are a great support of mine. They've helped me through the injuries that I've had, and yeah, I guess hopefully, like Anna has shown, we're just going to keep running faster, and yeah, the technology will help us to do that.
Yeah, I think especially for the muscles, the new carbon shoes are much softer to your legs, and you don't feel like completely smashed after a race. I mean, we feel really tired, but it really helps with recovery. And for sure, it bounces back some energy, of course. And yeah, I'm running the Nikes, and I'm super happy with them.
Thank you. Yes, we have another question.
Kelly O'Mara, Face Media. Daniela, you said in 2014 you went like 9 hours and it was second, and this year we had 16 people under 9. What do you think has contributed so much to that acceleration and growth? Obviously, we have technology and there are fast days, but what do you think's been the biggest impact?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we push each other. I think that's one part. We always try to get better, and that. I don't know, actually. Yeah, yeah. I guess that would be one side, and then the technology, of course. We got more aero. I mean, yeah. In 2014, I rode with a normal helmet, like a road helmet, and so like just the whole technology just changed so much. We have the wind tunnel tests. We have the suits with the arms. So yeah, the material definitely played a role, but I believe also that, pushing each other, setting, these records. And then, I mean, I learned so much from Miranda Carefree, for example. She pushed me to get better. And then we have, Lucy said to me today, yeah, thanks for helping me to get there. And I said, well, don't say thanks, like you did it yourself, So I think it's still, yeah, we push each other and we try to beat each other, and that makes us work harder, and then eventually we get faster. And hopefully, hopefully we can inspire with our performance more women to get into triathlon, and the more who start doing it, then as well we have more talents coming up. One of them just sitting there.
Daniela really wants that selfie. I believe we had a question at the front here as well.
Hi, my name is Mika from Japanese Triathlon magazine, Triathlon Lumina. Question to Lucy. Congratulations, and this is the great moment for you, I think. I read that you have, and you said in a press conference, you changed that training a lot, and you stayed at home, and you did lots of indoor bike training. How does this change your fitness or today's win?
Yeah, I think somewhere online I posted how many hours I'd spent on Zwift leading into this race, and it was a hell of a lot. And I think for this type of course, that can work because it's directly straight out and back. So when I was on the bike, I was like, this is definitely from all those hours indoors in the pain cave, just kind of getting my head down. And I guess one of the biggest benefits of riding indoors is you're never freewheeling, you're always pedaling. So every second that you're riding is completely efficient and training towards the goal. And when I was training indoors, I was just trying to visualize being on the bike course here and having the helicopter flying above, and then doing that today. I was like, I remember thinking about that in my training, and yeah, it just felt like it was a really productive way to train. It's probably not the most typical way to do it in the UK, just training indoors, but it was very time efficient and at times very mentally tough, I think, because yeah, you're not going anywhere, you're just inside four walls. But again, I think that helped me today to be mentally tough because I'd done the preparation before I got here.
Thank you, Lucy. We have another question here in the center of the room.
Kevin McKinnon from Triathlon Magazine. Taylor, I'm wondering, is there anything that you learnt from either the race today or the preparation that you think will help you at the Olympics next year?
Well, I think both, and I think there's, in the sport of triathlon, outside of the Olympics is very unique, and there's nothing like the other big event with a lot of focus and a lot of pressure and a lot of noise and a lot of media is Kona. So I think, like, in terms of preparing, it's, if I went to another WTS race, that's great, but it's not going to prepare me in the way that the Olympics is unique. And so I'm hoping to take that. I mean, I practice saying, I'm sorry you got an email from me, but like Patrick and I went through which media outlets we were going to say yes to, and then it was no to everyone else. And it's hard for me to say no. I don't want to say no, but you have to learn. And so I think in terms of that, it was a tremendous opportunity because there's no other opportunity like it.
Thank you, Taylor. Any further questions from the floor? If not, I have one final question I would like to put to all four of you on the podium. What did it feel like to be out on the course today with the eyes of the world truly focused on you on this historic Women's Ironman World Championship race day? Any of you can go first.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's amazing for our sport. It's amazing time to be a female athlete in this sport. And as we've kind of all seen, the level of racing that the females are delivering is just going from strength to strength. And the field that we had in this race today is kind of credit to that we line up and every single one of the top women was here to play on the stage that is ours. There's no men here taking the limelight. We had a whole day of coverage across the world just for female athletes. And the vibe was very different. It was so positive. Like, there was women cheering at each other the whole way, the other female pros supporting me out there. It was just, yeah, an amazing day to be a female in this sport.
Thank you, Lucy. Taylor, you have the microphone. Do you want to go next?
Well, I was trying to, even when Lucy was answering, which that was a fantastic answer, I agree with the atmosphere. I did make the mistake of asking a few men this week if they're racing, and I learned after 3 people, I'm like, oh wait, they're not racing. So like, it's just an easy thing to say. Like, oh, are you racing this week? Like, you look fit, you look ready, but no. But I was trying to count how many races I've done that haven't been only women. And I think, so 2 people up here came from the short course scene. Lucy could dominate the short course scene if she wanted to, but like, that's kind of what I'm used to. So, but it's just a very different atmosphere, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. It was very nice to not have any men interfering with the race and knowing that they weren't, because like, it's just like one less worry. And just because some are capable of riding with the women on both ends. So it was just very nice, because it was just like one less thing to think about, because there are a lot of things to think about out there. And the last thing you want to worry about is like, oh, this is like, this race is annoying. But so.
I don't think it found it annoying today, Taylor. You're still smiling too much. Daniela Ryf, we're going to come to you next for the answer.
Yeah, I can only add the same. I mean, the atmosphere was definitely special. Yeah, the cheers out there, you know, it feels, you know, this community, and it made it special to me as well. And yes, I think definitely that it's important that the women need to have their own day, because if men interfere into the race, coming from behind, bringing up some riders. It's not a fair race, and I think today was, from what I saw, and I think it was a super fair race, and that's what we need for our sport.
Fantastic. Thank you, Daniela. Anna?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think now we have the opportunity that the whole race is showcased. I think cameras were everywhere. Otherwise, it's always like on the first woman and the first man, and then they stick with the man until they all finished, and then eventually we come into play. And I think we put on a great show today, and it's worth covering the whole thing. And I think, I haven't seen it, but I would assume it was quite spectacular, and there was a good coverage of the whole race.
There certainly was. Ladies and gentlemen, your top 5 athletes on the podium today. I know Laura Phillip is not with us, but Daniela Ryf in 5th position, Taylor Knibb in 4th, Anna Haug in 2nd, and your VinFast Ironman World Champion for 2023, Lucy Charles-Barkley. Thank you so much for joining us. Mahalo and congratulations.